Hi guys, welcome back on board of the Crypto Cruise. It's me Chris, and today we're going to talk about Polkadot, or known as DOT. What Polkadot is all about, what makes it unique. We're going to talk some chart analysis, potential price target, where Polkadot is heading in the immediate short term, and also we're going to talk about Ethereum, where it's heading. We're going to, of course, talk some potential price target. And today's show, we're going to start with the Bitcoin chart, as we always do. And since 14th of August, once we hit all-time high price of around 125,000, we've been on a downtrend. We formed this bearish channel pattern. We actually broke above it here on the 2nd of September. We managed for continuation of the trend on the upside, and I've told you guys I'm anticipating a little correction. I'm not going to be surprised if Bitcoin drops to prices of around 140, potentially to even 113,000. But what I'm actually anticipating is a higher price for Bitcoin. And since we already broke out of this bearish channel pattern, I'm anticipating all-time high prices to start hitting in the immediate short term. I mean, is it going to happen potentially next week? I don't have a crystal ball. Anything I say in this video, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do due diligence and make your own research, because as I've said, this is not a financial advice. But I'm definitely anticipating higher prices. And as I've said, by end of September, early October, if Bitcoin start hitting all-time high prices, I'm not going to be surprised. And I'm actually anticipating a V-shaped recovery, what we're experiencing right now. And by end of October, Bitcoin can potentially start hitting prices of above 150,000. I mean, this is something that charts. This is not just wishful thinking. The bottom of the bear market happened in November of 2022, and ever since we've been on an upward trajectory. And corrections like this, they don't last long, and they're healthy for the overall bull trend, and they're actually for buy. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, I've been nothing but right as well. On the yearly chart, we formed a huge reverse head and shoulders, as you can clearly see. And here from March of 2024, almost a year and a half ago, we start forming this huge ascending triangle pattern, or the right shoulder of this huge reverse head and shoulders, two bullish chart patterns. We actually break above last month a price of around 4,300 for Ethereum, and I've told you, once we start hitting prices of above that level, potentially we can come back to price of around 4,000, 4,100, which we did. We tested this previous resistance line, acted as resistance for many years, starting from 8th of November of 2021, its previous all-time high price of around 4,868. We tested it again in February and March of 2024. We tested it again in May of 2024. We tested it even at the end of last year in December of 2024 at price of around 4,000. While everyone was anticipating to break above this resistance line and start hitting all-time high prices, Ethereum actually capitulated. Then Trump introduced the tariffs, a V-shaped recovery the way we predicted it. We broke above it, we tested, we turned this previous resistance into support. Ethereum hit prices of around $5,000, which was all-time high. Now we formed a falling wedge, and this week has been a bullish and continuation of the trend on the upside. What I'm actually anticipating for Ethereum, if we measure that bullish chart pattern, this ascending triangle pattern, the price target measured from the bottom to the top is around 6,600, and this is what I'm actually anticipating for Ethereum to do by the end of October or early November. For Ethereum, 6,600, potentially one final shake off, but potentially December, January, and a blow off top by February, March of next year, 2026. Potentially Ethereum can end up with a price of 5 digits or $10,000. This is something to chart. This is not just wishful thinking, as I've said, guys. Now, when it comes to Polkadot, there's a lot of bearish momentum. No one believed in Polkadot, and considering the index of fear and greed, this is where actually buying when everyone is fearful, and vice versa. When everyone turns, if everyone turns being like not fearful, but with greed, then you turn fearful and you start selling, and vice versa. When everyone wants to sell, you buy. And this is I think where Polkadot is into that index. But not only that, Polkadot has huge fundamentals, and the true speculation of the altcoin season hasn't happened yet. We're definitely in a bull cycle when it comes to Bitcoin, because from 15,000 the bottom of the bear market, right now at the time of recording, Bitcoin prices are around 115,000, so around 10x, right? I mean 8x, and this is definitely a bull cycle, and Ethereum is in a definite bull cycle. We already hit all-time high, and now we're basically consolidating at its previous all-time high for continuation of the trend and start having a full price discovery. The true speculation of the altcoin season hasn't happened yet. I think it definitely can. We're definitely in a bull cycle for the alts as well, but the true speculation hasn't kicked in. I mean, again, this is not a financial advice. Polkadot can easily go to zero, so always do diligence and make your own research. But what I'd like to see for Polkadot to do for me to remain bullish, or to turn bullish rather, is to go and test this resistance line that we've tested multiple times in the past. We tested it in March of 2024, a price of around $12, and we tested it at the end of last year in December of 2024, a price of around $12. So potentially at the time of recording this video, Polkadot is around $4.50. Potentially, if Polkadot goes to this $12-13 level, potentially break above it, we can form a huge W formation, which again is a bullish structure. Break above this resistance line, turn it into support. I'm not going to be surprised at all if Polkadot from $12-13 goes absolutely ballistic and goes to price of around $50 to $55, its previous all-time high, in a matter of weeks. Why do I say that? Because if history is an indicator, and see this database from basically December of 2020, end of December of 2020, almost January of 2021 till mid-February 2021, pretty much month and a half, we went from prices below $4, around $4, we went all the way to $42 in a matter of month and a half, 10x. So if something like that plays out, as I've said, at the time of recording this video, it's around $4.50. We broke above this resistance line, turned it into support, and we go and test its previous all-time high at $55 by end of the year, early next one, February, March. And then if, again, this is a big if, we break above its all-time high and have a full price discovery and form some kind of huge reverse head and shoulders, potentially Polkadot can start testing price of above $55, as I've said. I can clearly see Polkadot go double in price and potentially start testing prices of above $100 to $120. I mean, that's what happened in the past, and usually layer ones tend to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum in the immediate short term. I mean, once the true speculation of the altcoin season happen, layer ones tend to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum because they have way smaller market cap, and this is just mathematics. It's algebra. This is just something common sense. Again, this can potentially happen, but also potentially Polkadot can never return to its previous all-time. It might never break this resistance line, and Polkadot can easily go to the abyss and goes to zero. So again, this is not a financial advice. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all support. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to subscribe to my Patreon and really support my work, that would be absolutely amazing. With that subscription comes exclusive content with the most undervalued, underappreciated coins, one-on-one consultations as well of how to navigate through that bull cycle, and basically my 2 books of how to become a sophisticated trader, and basically how to set up a trade, and much more. There's a lot of value in my Patreon, so I definitely recommend it. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Goodbye.